Hello, welcome back to part 3 of our English Civil War campaign, playing as King Charles and the Royalists after the Naseby, or for the Naseby campaign for the game. So just a quick recap of where we are. We have got Charles's main army here at Worcester, so he's currently recuperating and trying to improve the supply situation. Currently he's not able to move at the moment, he's inactive. Other main kind of things going on, we've got Lord Goring, or I don't think he's a Lord at the moment, but we've got Goring's detachment coming up to hopefully link up with him in Worcester, try and take Gloucester on the way. And then the other main thing is we have Montrose's forces here in Scotland, and winter's closing in. The weather's clear at the moment, although up here, yeah, it's clear weather. If we don't have a base for him, or a city he can kind of take shelter in, we're going to probably end up taking quite a lot of attrition up here. And we've got Bailey's army down to the south of us, who is probably going to attack us. We haven't been able to take Inverness. The garrison there still has a fair bit of power to them, but I want to get Inverness ready before Bailey can come and take us. So we are going to go into an assault posture with Montrose, and we'll try and take Inverness this turn. We lost Minehead to the Royalists there. We haven't got a garrison at all, but I believe it will muster one by the looks of it. Yeah, so we'll leave that, and we've got Grenville's force who's marching down to resume the siege of Plymouth, and we'll keep an eye on this parliamentary force over here, see when they end up. So that's it for now. And then in terms of decisions, we can build some defensive works, which I'm going to leave for the moment. We haven't got a lot of cash. Let's see if we can buy some replacements. 30. Yeah, they all need more cash than we have at the moment. So we're actually doing alright war supply wise, which is normally not what happens for me on these. Normally I end up with decent amount of cash and no war supply, so I can't build the replacements, but not at the moment. Oxford's also under siege, but no breaches in the walls or anything yet, so not too worried there. We don't really have any other forces apart from garrisons that we can really do anything else with at the moment. We do still have a few counties, a few territories to take back here in Wales, but again they're kind of cut off at the minute, so that's fine. Really want to take Pembroke Castle so we can kind of not have our opposition behind us as well as in front of us. So let's move on to the next turn there. See if Montrose is able to assault. We win. We didn't take that many. Well, so we inflicted a couple of thousand on them. We took 410. Obviously, our force isn't that big in the first place, but that's not too bad. Deal with that. I didn't see there what happened with Bailey. Hopefully he's not moved straight into the region. Okay, so there's another parliamentary detachment coming at Exeter. Okay, Bailey's moving back to Aberdeen, it looks like. Okay, so we've got another force here in Exeter, but the garrison has been mustered there. It's in decent shape at the minute. Let's go up to Scotland first and see what happened. So we still didn't manage to take the town. So the structures are still intact. I think we got rid of one of their units there. How's our force looking? Okay. Yeah, we lost some men there, but we can hopefully replenish over winter. We can get them in. So if we can, I'm going to try assaulting again. Again, Bailey's kind of like hanging around here, so I want to try and get into a city. Let's see what King Charles's supply situation's like. Slowly creeping up. Fine on the ammunition and things like that, but it might be worth us breaking off some more forces and then bringing them down to Gloucester. Fairfax's main army, Parliament's main army, under Fairfax rather, is up at Chester, and they are struggling on supplies, it looks like. So probably don't have to worry about them for a little while. Okay, Astley's group here is not able to make offensive moves. We'll march him over there anyway and start a siege, hopefully. And then let's have a look what's happening down here. So Goring, we could start him marching. Again, he's not activated. Well, let's just see what we're dealing with down in Cornwall first of all. So, got some cavalry up at Minehead. The so Plymouth Garrison, apparently it's only got 2 units that we can see. I don't know if that's a second unit or the main one. The garrison's fine. I'm going to leave it as it is and again focus on the siege of Plymouth. And then we've got some extra cash now as well. So let's build some replacements and we'll go for Royalist line infantry. Let's just have a look at the Scottish. Okay, so they are the same amount of money, but I really just want to try and bolster Charles's force at the minute. Do we go cavalry or do we go infantry? Let's go infantry, and then again we're out of money in terms of recruitment. So we do have enough war supplies for some of these units, but again we don't have the money. So that's our problem at the minute. Our income's only plus 49. If we can take places like Plymouth and Pembroke, there's a requisition office in Pembroke, and there's also one in Plymouth, so that will help our income. Do you have a garrison force here in Bristol, which we could send down to Minehead? But again, Bristol is pretty important for us, so I don't really want to do that. Siege at Oxford is ongoing. Got a small force up at Ashby, which we could do something with. Might be worth us doing something with that. Looks like Parliament doesn't have many forces in the area actually, so we could try and take Lincoln. Again, there's a requisition office there. Could go via Gainsborough and take that. No artillery, obviously, but how long will that take us? So next turn will be in Gainsborough, and then the turn after that will be in Lincoln. And yeah, I might be able to sneak that. No sieges down at Winchester or Basinghouse either at the moment. We're starting to add some supplies into these wagons as well, which is good. We can recruit more supply wagons, but we don't have the money. So that's fine. We will continue on, and let's see if Montrose can take Inverness. And yeah, it looks like we did this time. Again, we didn't lose that many men, which is good, and we've wiped out the garrison there, so they only had some levy infantry. So that's good. It's getting into November now, so the weather will start turning bad for the winter there, so he can hold up in Inverness, try and replenish some forces, and then hopefully Bailey won't come out and besiege us, but if he does, he'll probably suffer some attrition there anyway. And that force, did that force move down into Plymouth as well? Yep. Looks like they're trying to lift that siege. Okay. We are stronger than them. I'm gonna stay in Plymouth. I'm gonna stay in defensive posture, and if we get attacked, we'll defend and retreat. I think they're gonna bring some reinforcements here as well. Great. So we took Pembroke. That fell very quickly. In fact, let's just have a look at that. So Montrose was congratulated for his victory. He's now Monsignor. So we gain control of Inverness and we gain control of Pembroke. So our income is up to 51 now, which again is okay, but needs to be better. Minehead, we reduced our control to 0. Still just edge them on the loyalty though. And then control of Basingstoke increased to 100. Where is Basingstoke? I don't know where that is. What else happened? Yeah, so we lack the funds to pay for a lot of these groups. Let's just buy some replacements again straight away. We'll go by the foot. Do that. I don't think we have any decisions at the moment. Okay, we'll come back to that. Foreign affairs. What have we got? So religious concessions. So we can grant some religious concessions to non-loyal population. And yeah, we'll do that. We've got plenty of engagement points, and I think that gives us some actions we can play, which improves loyalty, which I think we'll get on the next turn. Okay, so Pembroke's ours. Let's move. We're going to move Astley back to, probably not back into Worcester, just because of the supply situation. But we'll move him to Hereford, but we'll move him via Cardigan and Montgomery so we can take those back. So he'll go a long way around, which will take him almost 2 months. That's fine. Siege of Chester still going on. Let's just have a look at Charles's supplies. 51, so they're just starting to fall again. Okay, so we've got a couple of, well, more than a couple, under strength units there. So Maurice and Rupert can't perform offensive actions. We could form another group, I think. No, we don't have enough money, do we? Oh, we can. It'll put us in negative, but that's fine. Under ability and send these south, and then cut with Goring, and then it'll kind of hopefully spread the supply cost as well. And it will leave the artillery with the king. We can't put all of those in, looks like. How many can we? Oh, I didn't select him. We're going to leave the Queen's Lifeguard, but that puts him into... Oh, okay, Langdale has taken over. And that gives him 265 command power. And he can move. He's got 4 supplies. So we're going to move him down to Gloucester, and we're going to move Goring north into Gloucester as well. And then, yeah, let's just check the situation up in Inverness. So Bailey's still hanging around here. What's the weather like up here? Clear weather still. Let's move him into Inverness. And, well, obviously they'll defend if they're in there, but we'll put them into... Well, we'll leave them on defensive. They'll rest in there. His units are doing okay. There's a couple, well, there's, again, more than a couple that are particularly under strength. Maybe next turn we'll try and buy some Scottish replacements. No more events. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. So we've gained Gainsborough, and the Ashbury garrison is heading over towards Lincoln still. Again, Fairfax is still up besieging Chester. Let's move on to the next turn and see what happens. Okay, so it looks like Fairfax has left Chester and is heading back south. And they've moved some troops into Gloucester, it looks like. Leslie's detachment. So they've snuck past our troops and made it into the town, I think.
For the king!
And we're heavily outmatched here. Okay, so quite a bad defeat. Okay, so we lost about the same amount. Obviously, we lost more horse, and our cohesion is worse. But we didn't lose any units entirely. In fact, that was only against Goring's force. Oh no, it wasn't. Just Langdale's force. I wonder where Goring's forces were. But we did destroy one of their regiments, which is good. Both had some cannon, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not catastrophic, but we obviously haven't been able to build our forces back up and replenish them properly. So every loss for us is difficult to replace, whereas Parliament is able to replace their losses somewhat easier. So Charles's supply situation is now improving properly, which is good. We'll leave him there. And Goring has now met up with, now it's commanded by Fortescue, by the looks of it. So they've met up, and have we taken Gloucester? No, we didn't take Gloucester. It's got a garrison. Let's just see what did happen in the turn. Anything of note? Okay, so what happened there was Bellacy was blamed for that defeat, so he's been bumped down in seniority, and it looks like Fortescue has taken over now, which is fine by me. So we've got those concession events now we can play. Oh, he was also injured. Oh wait, no, that's Exeter. Okay, I'm not sure why that's saying he's down there. Did we take anyone? No change of control, so that's not happened this turn. Okay, so they've moved a decent force into Plymouth now, but we're still stronger than them. And they might have some more reinforcements coming over, but we will. We could attack them. Yeah, we could attack them there and see how we do. We've probably got better forces than ours. Nothing happening over here, so we're now besieging Lincoln. Try and get that requisition office. We haven't managed to get, because I think we went negative, didn't we, into the money to get that group that we sent south from Worcester. So we haven't got enough to build any replacements this turn. But let's have a look at our decision. So yeah, so concessions, 1 EP cost, can target a town or city with loyalty under 70%, and military control over 75. After 2 turns, some loyalty towards your side is gained. The city must not be besieged or pillaged. So It just gets us some extra loyalty, really, in towns that we control but are possibly low. I mean, Taunton might be a good one to go for because it's more loyal to the parliamentarians at the moment. So we've got 7 EP up here. So let's do one in Taunton. And then where else can we do? I think everywhere else we have the advantage in loyalty anyway. It's not particularly close, so we'll keep them as they are. Defensive works, I'm going to build some in Gloucester for our forces there, just to give them a bit more of a chance if they're attacked. Leslie's detachment has gone up here. Oh, looks like there's 2. Fairfax is heading south. Maybe it's time to get him out of there. We've got him to defend. I'm just going to move him to defend and retreat. So besieging Lincoln, we won't assault that because we haven't really got a very strong force there in the first place. And then up in Scotland, yeah, Bailey's gone all the way down to Aberdeen. We're in late November and the weather is mud. Mud. I'm tempted. What do we actually have at Inverness? Just a harbour. And Curcumin, there is not really anything there, and we're fine on supplies, I think, for him. Yeah, so, well, we are, but not really for ammunition. That will replenish, I believe. Tempted to just see if we can march down here and take Curcumin before the weather turns. Now Bailey's over here. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure there is actually a garrison there. If there is, we'll come back and turn around. But elsewhere, we have this force moving back up to Hereford via Cardigan and Montgomery, and then down south. So we are stronger than this force here, but there is also the garrison in Plymouth, which adds a little bit to that and means that we will be less powerful than them. No, I think I'll have to leave that. Okay, we'll leave the turn there and see what happens. Hopefully Fairfax doesn't come down into Gloucester to reinforce. So we're besieging Gloucester now. That force either moved away or moved into the town. Moved away by the looks of it. Yeah, they're sending more troops down to Plymouth as well. So Fairfax, looks like that's Fairfax is moving back north to Chester. Came south and resupplied, possibly. Finally got a decent amount of money now, so first thing we'll do is build some replacements. Got loads of war supplies, which is great. And we're in a better position now on the line infantry here. Sadly, everything's £1,300, apart from supply train, which we should probably do, given our supply situation. So, foot is getting better. Let's go for the cavalry. And then let's just have a look, actually, if we can recruit. Close the menu, please. There we go. No, I think it costs too much. We're just one money short. So I'm actually going to put the points back into the supply train. Oh, actually, some of the other... okay, so some of the other units are cheaper. So the West Country units, we could get some replacements for those. Not for these. Welsh, no. What about the Scottish? No, just the West Country. But that's fine. That will help us. Yeah, let's do that. That will bolster our forces. I'm just going to save because the game was chugging along there and that might mean it's going to crash. But let's just have a look at our comparison on the power. So we have taken 900 prisoners from the parliamentarians, and so far we've lost nearly 7,000 men, which we don't have and can't afford to replace. They, on land, obviously, again, at sea, they are much more powerful than us, but on land, still only got 5% on us, really, and they have lost more men than us. They've lost 10,000. What happened in the turn? So there's rampaging parliamentarian troops in Aberdeen. So mustered some garrisons. Again, suffering on admin costs. So besieging Lincoln, but nothing happened this month. And there's a relief force by the looks of it. Some cavalry coming over here. I'm going to put them into defend. But we will hold our ground. Or should we? I don't know. I don't know. So we've taken back Cardigan. Down in the West Country. Again, looks like some more reinforcements are coming. It might be time to abandon the siege at Plymouth. It would be nice to take it, but I think with these reinforcements it'll put us into a perilous position, so we're going to move back into Exeter. If they're still there when we get there, maybe we can engage them. Decisions. Going to keep our concessions for now. So we're now besieging Gloucester, and we're building defensive works. Tempted just to assault it or move him into defensive stance. Let's have a look at the king. So supplies continuing to increase, which is great. So let's just have a look at our supply map for the minute. So we have, so now we've kind of linked up all these regions. We're actually looking okay on where supplies can flow through, which is good. Let's just see what happens up in Inverness. So Montrose isn't active and there's now snow here, so I'm actually going to cancel his movement and just keep him in Inverness because it's, as you can see, it's harsh weather, and he can sit there and just rest over the winter. We'll probably try and reinforce his force with some replacements. He doesn't really have, he's only got 2 regiments of foot here. Of horse, sorry. So we'll try and build some Scottish replacements, which will be drawn into to these regiments of foot up here, just to make them a bit stronger. Bailey's force is going to outnumber us, whatever we do, but that will hopefully make the situation slightly better. And Fairfax is still at Shrewsbury, or Shrewsbury, however you say it. Everyone says it different. We used all our money. Let's go on to the next turn and see if anything major happens. And if not, we'll leave that there for the video. So relief force arrived at Lincoln. Fairfax is back in Chester. That's fine, they can waste the time around Chester all they like. Bailey's gone back to Aberdeen. Okay. So what happened? So we we finished the concessions in Taunton, so we've gained some loyalty there. And then looks like we finished the defensive works, in Gloucester. So our besieging force there. The besieging force hasn't done any damage. We've actually got a siege going on down at Bath now, which we might need to relieve. Grenville wasn't able to move, but we'll make sure he does this turn. But let's just cancel that and then move back. He'll be there in 2 days. Astley is still making his way back over to Hereford. Let's just have a look at the King's supply situation. 64%. Yep, so that's getting better. That's good. So our besieging forces withdrawn to Newark. Don't know how strong this force is, but that's fine. I'm going to leave them in Newark, but we will put them to defend. It doesn't matter, they'll go into Newark anyway. Yeah, and up in Scotland, again, we haven't got the money. So let's just see where our money is going. So our income is 119. 58 of that's going to the replacements which we've purchased, that's fine. And then we've got 26 going into maintenance for our forces. So, yeah. Decision wise, I'm going to build defensive works up at Inverness as well, just to help them if Bailey does come knocking. And then replacement wise, okay, we're doing okay, and can't afford any of them, so we are gonna leave it. We're not going to spend the money on anything else, just so we can build some more replacements next turn. Yeah, so our control of Lincoln reduced. Looks like we withdrew from those relief forces there. So we'll leave that there, and next episode, when we come back, we might assault Gloucester and then try and relieve the force down here at Bath. Not going to do anything in Scotland at the minute. I mean, there's snow everywhere. Just looking at the weather map, there's snow everywhere in the country, so it might be best just to withdraw over winter and just replenish our forces. Charles's force is, it's still quite powerful, and we'll link him back up with Astley, and maybe long term we'll link up with Goring, and then maybe look for a decisive fight against the new model army up here. We are more powerful than them at the moment, but obviously they've got a lot of scattered forces they could join up with. But yeah, so we'll leave it there and come back and see how we can do with Charles over winter. Thanks for watching.